As birds of prey screech, members of the Champaign-Urbana community walk from booth to booth at the annual Veterinary Medicine Expo on October 2nd. Brett Cadigan is one of the vet students who helped put on the event.
Essentially, it's just a way about getting the public to kind of get interested and kind of interact and see what we do on a daily basis, because a lot of times people generally kind of think, oh, they just hide behind closed doors and do the thing. So it's a way to see how we do what we do and basically generate interest.
They can bite you.
The Vet Expo is held once every year, and it's one of the few times where the public can come interact with animals outside of their cages.
I used to be a pet.
So we have a bunch of different booths ranging from aquatics all the way to pathology, where we take a look at different diseases that affect different animals. We also had a lot of interactive things with horses and cows and cats and dogs.
With no entry fee, people were able to conquer their fears and interact with different reptiles, birds, and animals they wouldn't normally see.
So far, I'd say the snakes. I'm not too familiar with snakes, so it was really interesting getting up close and personal with them since I would normally run away.
All the animals leave him alone because he looks dangerous, but even though he's not dangerous.
It's really awesome seeing them because you wouldn't be able to have that experience on a day-to-day basis.
Although the animals will return to their cages for the time being, the expo will be back next year on October 1st. In Urbana, Zack Caparelli, UI7 Newsbreak. In the summer of central Illinois, you'll find a home with not 4 screaming kids, but 4 dogs running in the backyard. This is where Emily Price and her dogs live. But from time to time, they have a few other guests as well. Canine guests, to be exact.
I started taking dogs in kind of left and right from just friends, community members who would find strays. So I would start taking them in, vetting them on my own dime, then hoping to get an adoption fee to just recoup part of those expenses.
Come on, guys.
A couple of the friends that started helping me, then we just got together and said there's obviously need in our area, and we incorporated and made a nonprofit.
PetNet is a program that Price and her friends started a few years back. They take in dogs and other animals and foster them, as well as find other foster homes for their furry friends.
So we generally reach out on social media when we have a need. We kind of explain the situation, what the dog's needs are, the criteria, if they're good with other dogs, cats, kids, and then if people are able to help out, then they'll contact us and we'll match them up together and do a little meet and greet.
Price has personally taken in more than 40 dogs and found most of them new homes. But most of them isn't all of them.
Sozo is a around 3-year-old pit bull. He was actually used for dog fighting, and then he was beat with a lead pipe by somebody. He lost both of his eyes after they ruptured and had a skull fracture over his sinuses.
With no eyes, Sosa obviously can't see.
It's okay. It's okay.
But after enough time, he can navigate the backyard and house, thanks to his sense of smell and his sense of touch.
He's about the most resilient dog I've ever worked with.
Since he can't see, Price has to take extra care of Sosa,
Be nice to him.
which of course has made the duo close, maybe even too close.
Oh, there you go. There's a big smile.
And after almost a year together, Sosa went from being a guest at Price's home
Thank you.
to a permanent resident.
You know, having him so long that you get attached thing, and a little bit of, oh, well, he already knows my house. How are you going to make him adjust to another one? But he's just a really special dog.
Sozo.
Kind of like my sidekick now.
So from now on, Sosa will live the rest of his days with Price and all her other 4-legged friends they may meet along the way.
How could you let him go? What?
In Muhammad, Zack Caparelli, UI7 News.
This is a collection of non-tenure track faculty who teach 40% of the classes here at the University of Illinois, but they have yet to receive a contract from the administration of the University of Illinois. The things that we appear to be stalled on are things like shared governance, multi-year contracts, evaluations. Those are the primary sticking points, but there are some others as well. We come to the bargaining table with proposals, and they say they have no interest in bargaining with us on these issues, and sometimes simply say no to the contracts proposals that we provide. And after working on this for 14 months, actually 2 years now, we have come to a point where we don't think they are bargaining in good faith. if you've been with the university for, I believe it's 5 years, we're only asking for a 2-year multi-contract. So it's not even a very large commitment. I would really say it is about respect. I have a PhD. I've had a PhD for 22 years, and I am not afforded the same level of respect as my colleagues with the same degree and even less experience. And since I've been here for 15 years, it seems reasonable to have a contract that lasts more than 9 months at a time. In my situation, oftentimes they would put me on a teaching schedule in the spring, but I never got the contract until late, sometimes after classes had begun, something official to sign.
The Marketplace Mall was home to more than shoppers on October 24th as it held the 31st annual Halloween Fun Fest. Families could dress up in costumes, play different games, and of course,
I know you want candy.
Get candy. Matt Kelly and Evan Beer are two of the volunteers at the event.
So the kids come in, they play games and stuff, and then after they're done, they get candy and prizes and stuff like that.
It's a nice opportunity for the community to kind of come out, get together, bond, and also, I mean, it's Halloween season. It's nice for everyone to kind of get dressed up.
According to the Champaign Park District, volunteers for this event were hard to find. In fact, most of the people working were college students needing service hours. But that wasn't the case for Kelly and Beer, who were put in charge of the costume contest.
When is 9 to 11?
It's one of the best things about just helping people in general, with that feeling of making kids' days.
But to see them like smile and get happy or get excited is just insane. Yes,
Yes.
It can get pretty crazy with all the kids wanting to have the best costume, but Evan and Matt are able to keep it pretty simple by keeping calm and making sure the kids are happy. Plus, a free ride on the carousel from this token after also helps.
And I know that not necessarily kids my age are really big on giving back. It's not something they really take and really enjoy. And so when I have an opportunity such as this, I had a friend that helped out earlier that kind of needed to do it for a project and asked if I wanted to tag along, and I did, just because I'm free.
Zoe Stinson is the special event manager for the Champaign Park District. She says it's volunteers like Kelly and Beer that make the kids and families enjoy the event.
They're getting down on their level one-on-one, they're passing out the coins and they're helping them off the stage. A lot of the costumes are really tricky, so getting them off the stage has been a challenge.
Giving back and kind of the joy that you can bring to others, the importance that like you can have in someone else's life, so that's always awesome.
So we're having the Homer Soda Festival, and this is our 4th year doing the event. We're expecting about 15,000 people.
And they are giving people an opportunity to try different sodas that they might want to buy in the future. I think they have local food vendors here.
Yeah, okay, it is cinnamon, just so you know.
We had a retail store in Homer, and we had hundreds of sodas.
Do you want to drink a mama?
And we also wholesale sold soda all across the country. And we thought, you know, whenever people taste soda, they love it.
That was the one we were freaking out about.
But if you look at a Boots Beverage coconut soda, you might be a little leery to buy an entire bottle, but maybe if you tasted an ounce, you would become a huge fan.
People can buy tickets and they can taste little drinks of different brands of soda from all over the place and decide which ones they like the best.
Everyone likes what one's the best.
I think it's this one.
They can buy 6-packs or just taste a bunch of things and see what ones they like the best. It's like a party in your mouth. I love it.
So a lot of these bottlers have been around for generations and generations, but in most of the world, or most of the country, you can only get bottled stuff that is distributed by Coke or Pepsi.
This is a Yacht Club brand soda. They're from Rhode Island.
These little bottlers still are bottling, but you can't get it outside their county. So our goal is to get them from Rhode Island and get them out to the Midwest.